You then get hired to run the NSIA.
Yes.
This is a brand new agency. There is a picture of what it should be doing within the country, but it really doesn't exist. So here you are at ground zero.
It was quite interesting how, for all the fanfare of setting up the organization, it still came down to being a truly entrepreneurial venture from scratch.
And an entrepreneurial venture within the government.
Within the government.
Which is doubly difficult.
Which is doubly difficult. Because the government didn't transfer the capital for management it was all kinds of complexity between the central bank and the new agency. There were all kinds of government processes they needed to get. We took 9 months before we got the capital. So in between, I rented this place. I lived upstairs and put the Sovereign Wealth Fund on the ground floor. We started looking to put together a business plan. We had called McKinsey to help us write it. McKinsey quoted an astronomical amount of money. I said, okay, now I'll write it myself. So I did write the business plan for the organization. And I remember how difficult it was to even get service providers. We could not get an investment advisor. We put out a bid, no one turned up. I went to New York to see my family, and it turns out that somebody who had been a good client of mine had now become senior at Cambridge Associates. I assured him that this was not a fake venture. This is real, and I'm the CEO. So eventually, getting people hired, you had no money because we were self-funding ourselves. I went to the British government. We got 5 people from the DFID to help us get started, and that's how we started building the organization. There were 2 wonderful outcomes from that. Number one, because we were all self-funding, we learned to be very, very careful, and somebody would say stingy with the resources. The second thing was we ended up working together excellently well as a team.
Yes.
Because we were all working up from the same dining table, right, which was the office. And I think the third was we earned the respect of the Minister of Finance. I remember she said to me, so how have you been operating? You haven't received the money, or what? You haven't said anything. I said, well, I did write a letter, but somehow, she said, no. But how have you been coping? I said, well, we've just got along with it. She was, how? You mean you've been putting out all of this and you're the one self-funding it? Well, you don't complain about such things. I have faith it will come eventually, but, let's not worry too much about such mundane matters. We can sort it out ourselves. So learning to be self-sufficient for us was very, very important, because that served us well subsequently as we dealt with government.